Hi, welcome to Clubhouse 2. It's Saturday, May 18th, and we've been here all day filming the Men's Memorial Golf Tournament. The golfers are due here any minute because everybody's finishing their 18 holes. And tonight is the banquet dinner and the drinks and the raffles and the dancing, so we're going to have a good time. But you're going to have to wait till next month to see all the fun at the memorial because we have another show planned for you today. We're going to be showing you the Chicago Club as they get ready to leave on one of their famous road trips and go off to Joshua Tree. And then we're going to go to the wood shop and visit with my husband because he is talented in making guitars. And that's a phenomenal talent, and we're blessed to have him share that with us. So stay tuned, stay in your chairs, and come along with me as I pursue my pursuit to be 103. Good morning. We're at Clubhouse 3, and it's an exciting day because the Chicago Club is going on one of its trips. The bus just got here, and you can see these early members, early birds are ready to get on the bus as fast as they can. So we've got an exciting day planned, and we want to share with you what goes on with the Chicago trip. 6:45 actually in the morning on a Wednesday. It's crisp, it's cold, but everybody's ready to go because this is a really important trip. As always, a lot of the villagers are early birds, and so they're already here waiting to get on the bus. And this bus is a great bus. We haven't had this bus before. It's one of the best in the industry. So we're really going to be pampered on our trip today, and the members are just delighted. So 6:45, it had breakfast, and so stay tuned. We're going to start putting more people on the bus and going to have a great time just even loading. Here we are on the luxury bus for the next Chicago tour. These are so comfortable, and the best part of these trips is we don't have to drive. So our members are already boarding, and they're going to have a great time today. And this is luxury by far. This bus is luxurious because of the quality of the seats, as well as just the comfort with your foot pedals and everything else that we have going. So we're very happy when we get to have this kind of bus, and we're high and it's air conditioned and there's shades on the window, so everything is to the comfort of the traveler. The Chicago Club is 40 years old, and they do these tours every month, and sometimes more than one in a month. So it's important to really get in line and reserve quickly. The best way to do that is if you're a member and you go to the Chicago Club meetings, they talk in advance about all the trips that are planned, and they're pretty well planned out. But in addition, they're in the globe. So try and go to the club meetings. We encourage you to join the club because it's lots of fun. You don't have to be from Chicago to join the Chicago Club. But it's really something that gives you an opportunity not only to go to different places, but you don't have to drive, which is a blessing. And then you meet a lot of great members of the club and community members within the village. But most importantly, you have fun. It is so much fun to do the Chicago Club trips. Many of the other clubs on the village have trips as well, but this is one that's been at it probably the longest, and Bill's been doing it for about 5 years, and it's his it is his company, so he helps us and guides us and makes the experience totally complete. I'm here with Bill Hoffman, owner of Hoffy Tours.
Yes.
And he is absolutely the mainstay of the Chicago Club tours. And I've been on many of his tours, and they're so much fun.
Thank you. I have fun too.
We love every minute of them. Today's a great day.
Yeah.
So tell us what we're up to for our trip today.
Joshua Tree is blooming right now. In April and March is the major blooming. And to go to a national park and see it in one day is kind of amazing. And I've structured an itinerary where we stop 5 times inside the park. So everybody that goes on this trip will have a nature walk, they'll have a picnic at Hidden Valley, they'll have a ranger talk. So I'm really proud of this. A lot of people know that there's a beautiful desert out there, and this is a way for them to learn about it. So it's kind of neat to pull it off in one day.
So we leave at 7:15?
Yes.
And then we're back by
6.
By
yeah.
6.
And depending on traffic, but I have an itinerary, and you know, I have how many minutes at each stop, and nothing's perfect, but we generally are on time.
Right. So each trip departs a little later and comes back a little earlier?
Depends on the trip. Yeah.
Okay.
If you leave at 7:15, you should get to Joshua Tree by 9:45.
Okay.
And we'll be in the park. We'll be inside the park hiking by 10 o'clock.
Oh, great.
So we'll have 5 hours in the park.
Now, Bill, I've done other tours of yours, and they were some of the best tours, including one was my bucket list trip, was to JPL.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just the highlight. Tell us about some of those other type of trips you've done with us.
Yeah. One of the trips is the Gamble House in Pasadena, which is a National Historic Landmark, the Green and Green Craftsman Bungalow.
Yeah,
we
great.
do a private tour. We have a picnic on the veranda. And then we go to either Huntington Library or Norton Simon Art Museum. We've done several San Diego trips, including a Cabrillo National Monument. We're going to the San Diego Zoo, arguably the best zoo in the world. We're going to do a tour of Balboa Park. Southern California has an incredible amount of cool things to see, and I try to pick fun itineraries. Sometimes I do something unusual, like Claremont. Most people wouldn't go to Claremont, but there's a Hindu temple in Chino Hills, which is absolutely gorgeous. And Claremont has 5 of the best colleges in the United States. They have beautiful murals and art. We go to the Claremont Folk Music Center. It's owned by the same family, the Harper family. They've owned it for 46 years, and they do a music demonstration. And people buy instruments, and it's so wonderful.
Now, the destinations are fabulous, but the journey is as much fun as the trip. So tell us tell us what we do, because this is very important when you're on a Chicago Club trip.
Yeah. Well, I'm a teacher. I'm a retired high school teacher, so I don't want to just have a trip where people sit on the bus and they go someplace. I want them to come home and say that they've learned. So I prepare an activity packet. I get people excited about the itinerary, where we're going to go, and I give it to them before they get on the bus, so they get excited. If you'll hold on to this. So then inside, I have a series of questions and information about each place we're going. Facts about Joshua Tree. What are the animals we might see? What are the flowers that we're going to see? Then I have pictures. Sometimes I throw in pictures to get them excited. Then I have quizzes. This is called Name That National Park. And whoever gets the quiz gets the most wins silly prizes. But we are going to a national park, so why not? And then I have Geography of California, because we're seeing beautiful geography today. So I don't think many tour guides do this, because I love teaching, so that's why I do it.
And tell us about the prizes.
Yeah, and I give silly prizes like LED lights and yeah, and stupid spatulas, but the Larry light is the most sought after. Yeah, and
I haven't won one yet.
Yeah, you'll win one. So that's how I try to make it fun. I also spoil people with yogurt and good treats. So it's
plenty of water.
Yeah, the journey is as fun as the destination. I hope so.
It is.
Thank you for that.
Definitely. No, we enjoy it all. How long have you been supporting the Chicago Club?
I've been doing tours for them almost 5 years now.
Right.
So I'm guessing I've done over 20 tours, about 25 tours.
And is today's tour sold out?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was sold out a long time ago. Joshua Tree, they almost all sell out.
Like that.
Yeah.
So the important thing is when they see them in the Globe or hear about them at the club meetings, if it's Lisbeth's interested, you got to book fast.
You got to book it fast.
Sell out.
That's right. Yep.
Right.
It's been a wonderful association, and there's no shortage of fun places to go.
No, there isn't. How do you get ideas?
I have a degree in urban planning. I have a master's and a PhD, so I've been exploring cities all my adult life. And I look at where other tour companies go, or places that I like that people wouldn't normally go to. Like, for example, Little Tokyo has a beautiful place called the Japanese Village Plaza. It's got excellent stores, it's got some historic architecture. So I take people to places that surprise them too. So I just look around, I explore, I scout. Like this tour took me 3 trips to figure out which parts of Joshua Tree are the best.
So you personally go to the destinations to map out the best destination and the experience, the directions for the bus driver, all of that.
And for example, today there's several picnic areas in Joshua Tree. I picked the biggest one, but it's first come, first served. So we may end up some people eating on the bus, but probably not. But you have to scout the trips. That's absolutely essential.
Everybody's on the bus, we're on board, and we're headed off to the desert. So let's say hi to everybody and get them on their way. We're on the bus. It's full. It's 54 people, and they're so excited to go. Let's wish them well. Morning, everybody.
Okay.
Is everybody ready to go to the desert?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Have fun. Morning, everybody. It's Friday morning really early, and we're at the wood shop. I want to share with you a special secret that we have as a couple, because as you know, we're going to have our 50th wedding anniversary, and I'm going to be 103. So it's important that we thrive individually as well as a couple. And this is an area in the wood shop that my husband thrives. And when he's happy, I'm happy. And I also get to share with him a lot of the times that happens here in the wood shop, and his friends, and his circle of friends. It's such a special environment for the men and women here. You may not know this place is called Husband Daycare, and it's really true because they take really good care of my husband when he's in here. And he loves working in here because not only does he get as a supervisor to help people be safe when they work with the equipment, but they also work on their projects. And when he's not working on his project, he's working on his special projects, which are guitars, which we're going to see in a minute. But how we thrive is that we individually pursue our interests. And we can share their interests, and we individually have our own, and then we share interests together. And so we're going to live to be 103, and we're going to have our 50th wedding anniversary because we have absolutely grown so much in the village. We couldn't have done this where we lived in Costa Mesa. Yes, he had a wood shop. Yes, he did great stuff, but it wasn't nearly like this. And when we saw this on our tours when we first came through, it was phenomenal. I couldn't pry him out of here because he was so excited about what we had to offer here. These are the reasons that we come to the village, and this is the reason we thrive in the village, because we continue to use this and use it often. He's probably here 8 hours a week, and I don't miss him. He's loving what he's doing, and when he's done, he comes home and he's really happy, and we thrive as a couple. Okay, now we're in the wood shop. Carmen's setting up, and believe me, this is the first time I've ever been here when he starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, my husband's very precise. In everything that he does, he's a perfectionist, and he really wants it right. And this is the first time I get to see the workstation. So he's going to tell us about this because he's making his next guitar. But these are his tools. And I've been with him when he buys all these tools, but I've never get to see him when he's doing it all at the same time. So he's perfectionist at what he does, and he's very exact, and he's very analytical, which is really cool. But here we go, because he's going to be making his next guitar. But we're also going to show you a very special guitar that he's just finished. So Carmen, what the heck are you doing?
Well, I'm getting ready to make the next acoustic guitar, and this one is a special design that I came up with. It's a teardrop. It's going to look like a lute when it's all finished. And this is the book-matched sides. This is tamarind from India. Actually met the family who imports the woods from India. So this is a special type of spalted tamarind.
One of the reasons I fell in love with my husband is because he's so creative, and he's so thoughtful and analytical, and thinks about everybody but himself. And I just love it because when he gets involved in these projects, it really allows him to blossom and grow. And particularly with this is his passion. It makes him passion here, and guess what? He brings the passion home. So we're able to really enjoy our life as a couple and thrive as villagers at the same time. So this kind of thing that we're doing, and sweetheart, when you do this, what kind of joy do you get out of the woodworking?
Well, the main thing is that we have a facility to be able to do this. If we didn't have this facility, I wouldn't be able to do this. Even in my wood shop at home, it's kind of limited. But here, there's no limit to the equipment that we have and the help that we have. There's a lot of people that'll help if you get stuck on something. You ask a lot of questions. Usually on a normal day here, we'll have about 15, 20 people working. And within that group, you'll find somebody that'll give you some help. And it's a camaraderie thing. So everybody works together. But you feel
better when you're helping people, don't you?
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
whether they're experts or they're newbies to the wood shop.
We help people that come in off this, that are residents that come in that don't work here.
That was good.
That they just come in and they'll have something that needs to be fixed or repaired, or they want to design something, and we'll help them with that. So that's kind of like, it's kind of a mixture of doing your own thing but also helping other people.
Now, you have loved music your whole life. Mm-hmm. You were in a band when I met you. You were
not
actually...
Not a good one, but yeah.
Not a good one. But you started when you were in 14.
All right, too much detail.
Okay, all right.
Get right to it. Like, ask them what kind of joy this is.
Okay.
I'm like want to know, like
Okay.
we're still floating around
Okay.
here.
So Carmen, what's the joy? Why do you come in here? What makes it happy for you so you can thrive?
When I come in here, I feel like I'm 15 years old. I feel like my workshop when I was in junior high school in my wood shop, and I learned a lot from Mr. Henry, my wood shop teacher, and I just feel like I'm a kid again. So I feel like that every time I come in here. I'm always working with a different piece of equipment or a different piece of wood or working with a different friend here. That it just it's a camaraderie, and it makes you feel young. That's all.
And you have
keeps
such a
you
love.
going.
You
just
have
keeps
such a
going.
love for nature. Do you feel connected because you're working
Absolutely.
with wood? What does that do with your grounding
Well-
as a man?
Well, just to give you an example, this tamarind wood from India, we got the story from the importer. It's 4 generations of importing wood from India. They actually carry the wood out of the forest with elephants. The family owns 3 or 4 elephants. This is like totally bizarre. I mean, when the guy, when they tell you that they're bringing the wood in from the forests, tagged by the elephants, and he says, well, we have to feed the elephants 3,000 pounds of food to get them to move this lumber. Well, that puts a whole story into this wood.
So how do you feel when you're holding this wood then?
Oh, you're connected to nature.
And India and the elephants
The whole
and
thing.
everybody that got this piece of wood here
Right.
to the village.
Plus
There's a story
right.
and energy that happens with it.
Yeah, plus they bring it into to Anaheim, and in Anaheim he has a whole a mill that cuts these big planks from the timbers that they bring in from India. They bring from Brazil. They bring wood from all over the world.
So Stuart, when you do these models, and particularly when you're designing, this is the other part that you thrive because you're so creative. And the thing that blows me away every time you do these, and you've done 12 of these guitars now, believe it or not, and you start with a piece of paper, but what's really exciting, it's your creativity. I mean, he's just into the project, and he just grows and grows, and every time you do one, you get even better. I mean, it's phenomenal.
There's some science, and then the science is in all the measurements and the mechanics and all that. But the rest of it is basically art, and that is from the design level. Once you know the basics, then you can work from there.
So when you do this, how do you feel?
Like a kid. I'm just like a kid drawing on paper. I draw it all out on paper.
Started with
Draw
simple
everything.
graph paper.
Simple graph paper. You have to keep track of the mechanics because that's a science. The actual measurements and dimensions and all that. That is a physical science that we have to adhere to, otherwise it won't sound good, it won't stay in tune. And then the rest of it is your imagination.
This has been a great morning. I just learned that my husband feels like a kid every time he comes to the wood shop. Who knew? I had no idea. And what's fun is, if he feels young and energized in the wood shop, he brings it home with him, and that helps us thrive as a couple. It's hard to imagine that with the gift with purchase, when you buy your home in the manor and in the village, you get this kind of giving, not only from the village, but from your own self. You're motivated again. You reconnect with your youth because you're really involved with something that you have a passion about. And it's here. It all comes with what we own. It's all part of the village. And I'm so excited to hear my husband talk about feeling like a kid again, because he does. He absolutely has this young energy. And you would think after being here with 4 hours early on a Friday morning, he'd be dragging. He's not. He comes home and he's all fun, and we're having a good time. We're going out to lunch, and Fridays are our best days as a couple. So I just love the wood shop, and even the men that work here, they're all wonderful. I hug and kiss them all the time because they all work so well together, and they're just great people. So come in and meet them because they're fun, but better yet, have some skills and come enjoy the wood shop. Okay, we've got the big reveal now. This is my husband's latest project, his guitar. He loves it, and I gotta tell you, it is the best one he's ever made. It sounds the best, it looks the best. At home, when we're at home, he's playing, and I just sit on the sofa, and he absolutely entertains me all night long. because it is the best sounding guitar. And according to him, it stays in tune, which I guess is a big deal when you're a guitar maker. But this is an absolute treasure, and we love doing it. So I just want to do the great reveal now of the latest guitar that Carmen has made. And this blows me away because it is so stunning in terms of everything that he has done.
Are you okay with her pulling it out?
Oh yeah.
Do you get nervous when other people
No.
touch your stuff?
No, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He gets nervous, but not me, I'm fine.
You trust her.
But look how beautiful this is. It's absolutely stunning. And look at the detail, and look at the neck, look at the head, and then the wood that he used in this. And again, keep in mind, he designed this from a piece of paper. This was what he did. And we have this on display in our house. We have a whole wall of all the guitars. It's our gallery because I'm so proud of the work that he does, and it's great to show this kind of skill and talent. And it makes him happy. It's right there in our living room all the time, and the sound is phenomenal.
So when you pick this guitar up, you know what it took rather than just buying it at the Guitar Center, right? Your blood, sweat, and tears were in this thing. So how does it make you feel to play one of your own versus one that you might have bought at a store or something?
Well, what's amazing is, like I said earlier, there's mechanics and there's some engineering that goes into it. But what you don't know is what it's going to sound like until you actually finish it and totally finish it, and then you get it home, and then you can actually listen to it. So there's a little bit of a hesitation there, but fundamentally the sound is better than a manufactured guitar because the way we thin the wood, and there's a lot of technology that goes on there, and bracing and all kinds of good stuff. But fundamentally, you don't know what you're going to get until you finish it.
So what was it like the first time you picked that up and started playing it?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, it was really amazing.
Did your bosom swell? I mean, like...
Oh yeah, you get a little flush. Yeah, it's. I mean, you know basically what it's going to be like, but what you don't really hear until you actually do it is the actual wood itself.
Did you fall in love with it once you heard it? Like love at first hear?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, how proud of this were you? When
Well, it's these are all works in progress, so it's not like this is not something that I could actually sell to someone at this point.
it's your baby.
Well, yeah, but there's the refinements that need to take place.
It's not perfect?
Yeah,
No.
it's not perfect then.
What else do you have to do?
No, this one's finished.
Okay.
But future.
Oh, you
There's
can
always
still improve.
Always
Right.
room for improvement.
But you got to feel good about this, right?
Oh yeah.
And Carmen, you play it every day. I
Yeah.
mean, I hear it every day.
Can
and
you play a little bit right now?
No.
You
no,
won't?
See,
No.
he's
No?
so humble. That's what I
No,
mean.
I won't.
You can't
No.
just pick it up and play a little bit?
No.
Even if I burn while we do?
No, I don't. I really don't play that much.
Yes. So humble.
Is he lying?
He plays a lot, but he's so humble. I tell
lot of
people he's a player. Here we go. I'll shut
A
up.
lot of this stuff is you can't hear it in here. And I never know how a recording's going to come out, so.
It's okay. We're not looking for a record deal, honey. Just play. little out of tune. Good morning.
So Are you having fun with him or what?
I'm having fun with him. I mean, this is life in the village, and we never thought it was going to be like this. We really didn't. I mean, we had passions together before we moved here, but it just keeps getting better and better. We thrive and thrive. There is no doubt we're going to have our 50th wedding anniversary, and I'm going to be 103. And I can thank the wood shop for that, because it really keeps my husband in a wonderful place. 8 hours a week, every day he's in here. He just thrives and loves his role here and loves the village, and we do too.
That's all you get today.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. It was fun producing it for you and sharing you some of the goodness about the village. We've realized that a lot of good things are happening, and villagers are actually approaching me and saying how much they're enjoying the show. So I hope you're included. If you have any thoughts, we've now created an email for you to communicate with us. We'd love to hear your comments, suggestions, any questions you have for us. And so our new email is Laguna Woods Village Thrive Show @gmail.com. It's really been a joy sharing this time with you, and we look forward to many, many, many more shows, because we know we live in the best place on earth, and we love sharing it, and we want to make it even better for you as our villagers, as you continue to thrive in body, mind, and spirit. So stay tuned. We've got a lot more planned for you in the coming episodes, and we welcome your feedback. Thanks.